A jam-packed show for you this morning on Barnstable Today. It's all about the 4th of July. We have so many events going on, and we've talked to everybody in the town wanting you to have a really safe and beautiful 4th of July. We're going to talk to the Barnstable Recreation. We're going to talk to the Visitor Center, Harbor Masters, Sandy Neck. All of us want you to have a safe and wonderful 4th of July. Plenty of events going on. You can check the Town of Barnstable's website. 4 o'clock is the parade. 5 o'clock Town Green will be the concert on the green. Down at Aslington Park, you'll have a concert at 6 p.m., 7 p.m. for pre-fireworks concert, and then at 9 o'clock, the fireworks go off in Lewis Bay. Make sure you get parked and parked early. Streets do close down at 3 o'clock for the parade, and down on Ocean Street and South Street, those streets will also be closed. We are heading to Calmus Beach to check in with Patty Machado and Tim McGrath to see what's going on at the beaches for 4th of July. It's 4th of July in the town of Barnstable, and we're taking you on a zip trip to show you what to do, where to go, and how to have fun. With me, first stop is the beach. Patty Machado and Tim McGrath. It's going to be a crazy, hot 4th of July.
We love it that way. The more the merrier.
The more the merrier. So let's give folks out there some expectations. It's really busy at the beach, and the weather is cooperating, so it's going to be a massive crowds. How do we handle that here in Barnstable?
So let's start with, do you have your beach sticker? Okay, or your parking permit, whatever you call it.
Right.
But if you don't, we are open today. So we are open from 9 to noon, so you can get one today. Okay. Otherwise, when you get to the beach, if you don't have a parking permit, you can get one at the gate for $20 each day. Okay. So you can get that. However, do anticipate we will be filling. And it'll probably start with Dowsers Beach. But if you want to know, you can be in the know to go on our Facebook page, and as things fill, we will post it. Okay. But usually it starts over that side and moves its way this way. So again, we don't have the smaller sites, we don't put them on, but places where we have the entrances, like Dowsers, we can do a one in, one out, but you'll have to wait in line. And if it gets up towards Weano Ave, we actually are not allowed to go any further. Okay. So just note that the police will come in and they may clear the entire road depending on if it's safe or not. So it's all about public safety as well. So we work with the Barnstable Police Department. So now you go to Craigville. Now we have 3 great lots there. The lot across the street also takes your parking permit. So you get your beach sticker, you can park over there, or you can park over there for $20 a day, the same as the regular Craigville side. Okay. So there is an opportunity for more parking there, which is awesome. The town leases that, so we can make sure we can accommodate more people. So actually, part of Craigville will fill, like usually the far lot, which is the east side, will fill first, and then Westgate will fill, and then the Best Buddies lot will fill. And usually before that, Colville's actually fills. So we do allow people to line up, probably fit about 10 cars there, no more than that, and we will have police down there to help assist us, because Craigville, we cannot have people waiting. We cannot get a rescue in. So, and it's not like we can say one in, one out, because that means you're going to have to line up, and people get very frustrated. So we have a policy, depending on how crazy it is, it's either 15 or 20 cars, and we usually work with the police to make that decision. Leave. So we have to have 15 to 20 cars leave, then we'll open up, fill it back up, close it back down. So just be patient. If you get there and everything's full, you're just going to have to drive them down the street. Or if you're smart enough, you just keep on driving right into Hyannis, and you end up at C Street or Calmus or Veterans. Usually Veterans is full because that's where the fireworks are. But if you get to C Street, you'll be able to park there, no problem. If you come to Calmus Park Beach, we will be closing this lot at 4 o'clock. That's the order of conditions to even have the fireworks. So just know that if you come this way, if you get to Calmus, we are going to ask you to leave at 4 o'clock. All the cars have to leave. If you want to stay on the beach, they allow that, but there's no cars allowed in the parking lot. And it's very strict. We're not going to jeopardize having the fireworks. So we don't want to get in a situation. We just ask that you leave. The police will come down and help us if people are having a hard time, but that's how it's going to roll.
All right. Parking, always a premium
Yes.
in the town of Barnstable, regardless of whether it's on Main Street or on the beaches.
Yes.
Tim, you've got a full staff ready to go, huh?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we just opened up this weekend or last weekend, full time. So we're very excited with all of our lifeguards. We've been doing training drills all last week to get everybody up to snuff, and all of our guards are excited for a busy 4th of July holiday.
What can they expect on the beach for activities and things like that with the lifeguards? Do you have some restrictions on ball throwing and things like that at different beaches?
We do, absolutely. So we're fortunate here at Calmus to have a volleyball area in addition to Colville's and Veterans, C Street. So we do have a couple beaches where we do allow ball playing, but if there is no volleyball net set up, then for public safety, we don't allow ball playing.
Okay. And then the other piece of this is that the beach itself is going to be crowded, not just the parking lot,
No.
but the beach itself. So how about some tips for folks, music and things like that?
Right, so we just ask that everybody be respectful, that they're playing music at a reasonable level, and if it is too loud, then our staff will come over and ask you to turn it down. But we want everybody to have a fun, safe holiday.
Okay, and the thing that's always on your top of mind, as well as us fair-skinned folks, Safe Sun. Let's talk about this. There are some Glencoe receptacles here on your beaches. Tell us a little bit about that today.
Well, Glencoe was a lifeguard for us for 6 years and a beach supervisor, and unfortunately, at the age of 26, passed away from melanoma. So her family has gotten together and made sure that we have as safe as possible opportunities for anybody that comes to our beach. So we have in our bathrooms, we have sunscreen, again, all donated. And on top of our towers, we have shades so that the lifeguards aren't baking out in the sun like they used to when Glenna worked. And then we also at Craigville and at Dowses Beach, they donated big sun awnings so people can go there and get out of the sun and enjoy the beach anyway.
Anything else you want to tell folks? This is going to be a great hot 4th of July.
A couple more.
Okay.
I'm big on the rules because this way you don't get here and get upset. We want you to come here and have a blast, but it's real important that we swim inside the swim areas that are designated. They're very clearly marked, and if you don't swim in the area, we're not trying to make people have a bad day at the beach. Right. We're trying to make sure you're safe while you're at the beach. So the whole purpose is that the lifeguards can see you first and are able to respond quickly. And so they're all designated and set up in a certain way so that we're able to respond to make sure that you're safe. The other thing is drinking is, we're all wanting to have a good time while we're at the beach, but the consumption of alcohol really can turn into an ugly day where people aren't acting. This is a sober-minded community, and we can have a lot of fun without doing those things at our beaches. Stay home if you want to have a few cocktails, and stay off our roads because we want everybody to be safe at the end of the day.
That's right. A safe, happy, hot 4th of July. And we're off to the Overlook to talk to the Chiefs. It's 4th of July weekend, and we are here with Chief Sonneman and Chief Burke. There's lots to be concerned about this week, but we want you to have a really good time in the town of Barnstable. So, right off the bat, let's talk about how people can keep themselves safe this week.
Absolutely. As you know, the weather's going to be great. Looks like we're going to have a great week this week. But really, people, with that great weather, we all know that it attracts a lot of people down here to the Cape because we have the beaches, we have a lot of nice areas to be. Obviously, we're going to have the fireworks and a lot of parades going off on the 4th. So with that, there's going to be a lot of people around, so people really need to be cognizant that the traffic is going to be affected. People are going to be moving slower. There's going to be a lot more cars on the road. There's going to be a lot more pedestrians on the sides of the road and even cutting through traffic, maybe not paying attention. A lot of bicycles out there. So if you're out there driving around, I guess the first basic thing you really need to do is just be aware of what is going on around you at all times while you're driving around. There's going to be a lot of people out there, especially after the hours of darkness when we start to get into these parades and fireworks festivities. People getting back and forth, and especially the downtown Hyannis area. So people really need to pay attention while they're out there driving around. And people on the bikes too, you guys really need to pay attention, wear your proper safety equipment, and that means at night you got to have some lights on your bikes, because even the drivers are paying attention. If you're wearing dark colored clothes and you're not having your bikes lit properly, they're not going to see you and there could be an accident. So reflective clothing, but lights on the bikes at all times after hours of darkness. The other things we really need to talk about is, I know fireworks Fireworks, they're illegal, but people still like them. We know people are going to choose to use them. Things are going to happen. We get lots of calls on them, especially this week. But parents, please, if you are going to make that decision to do something with fireworks, monitor your children. Do not allow children to have access to fireworks, even sparklers, something as simple as sparklers, right, Chief?
Absolutely correct.
You know, flammable clothing, things like that. You do not want to be wearing any of that stuff while your kids are playing with fireworks or whatever. And by all means, have water and a fire extinguisher handy and whatnot. The other big thing is this time of year, it appears, people like to go to parties and stuff, and we know that there are adult beverages at parties. If you are going to be having adult beverages, do not drive. Do not drive your bike. Do not drive your car. Do not drive your motorcycle. Please be safe. We want everybody to get through this week nice and safe, and we really don't want to have to come to your house for something terrible.
Right. And Chief Burke, he's brought up a lot of good points. Fire specifically, there's barbecues out there, there's fire pits that people have, there's beaches that have permitting for fires as well. How about some fire safety tips for folks this weekend?
Sure, absolutely. So again, echo Chief Sonneman, fireworks are illegal, and they're illegal because they're dangerous. And I think that's important to remember. There's thousands of injuries every year relative to illegal fireworks. There's plenty of professionally supervised and permitted fireworks displays on the Cape, so take advantage of those. In terms of barbecues and cookouts, again, a source of injuries every year. Oftentimes we'll see young children walk across hot coals either on the beach or in a backyard barbecue. So again, supervise your children, like Chief Sonneman said. Any barbecues should be at least 10 feet away from the homes so we don't have any fire problems there. Any outdoor like fire pit type of stuff needs to be well supervised, have a extinguisher or a garden hose available. Keep your children away from it, and again, use your head, as Chief Sonneman mentioned. Be careful of drinking, and ensure we're watching out for each other. And we certainly want everybody to have fun, but in a safe way.
Right. Let's talk a little bit about safety, about water. It's going to be hot this weekend. Literally, it's summer. Yay!
Hey, it's finally here.
But people kind of forget stuff over the long winter season about water safety. Give us a few tips on water safety.
So one of the first things is communicate well with what you're doing, right? So have a flow plan so people know you're taking your boat out and when you're going to return and where you're going. Ensure you have a means of communication, to whether it's a cell phone or a VHF marine radio, and ensure it works where you're going. Enough personal flotation devices or life jackets for everybody on board. Have your children wearing them. Ensure you have a throwable device, right? So a cushion or a throw ring, should somebody fall overboard. Flares and other Coast Guard required safety equipment. And again, use your head, no drinking while boating. Be mindful of the tide. So we know we have a pretty wide tide cycle this week, so be careful where you're going, where you're traversing, especially if you don't know the area. For those of you trailering, be nice at the ramps. That's always a challenge as well.
Be nice.
Be nice at the ramps. That's critical. And I think, again, otherwise, just enjoy yourselves, but be careful.
Right.
And and the Chief brought up a good point. Be nice. Exercise a little patience with everyone else that's out there. People are down here to have a good time. Some of them are not familiar with the area. It's going to delay you a little bit. Allow for that in your plans wherever you're going. And please, just have a little bit of tolerance for everybody else. A lot of these things that we see every day are so preventable just by someone just taking a minute to stop and think before they do something, or giving somebody a little extra leeway, or just having a little bit of tolerance for the people around you, especially down here in Hyannis. As we get on, as the 4th gets here, the actual day of the 4th, there's going to be a lot of people down in this area. This is a beautiful area. This will all be filled with people. Have a little bit of tolerance for each other. It'll go a long way.
Right. And there are some places that folks can check. There are road closures for the 4th specifically, and then some of our parades in our villages. Where can they get that information?
That is correct. There'll be information on the various events going out through social media. Some of the civic associations will be putting out information. The town itself on its various websites and social media accounts will be putting out information. And a lot of this, again, is traditional stuff. People who live here, we get familiar with this. There'll be police officers out there directing details. We'll have our community service officers out there. There will be detours and whatnot going on, parking bans. But a lot of this stuff is posted ahead of time. Just take the time to take a look, educate yourself on what's going to be going on. And again, if in doubt, follow the local, because they know what's going to be closed about the right time of day.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much for taking time out of your busy schedules. We want everyone to have a safe and happy 4th of July.
Absolutely.
Bismarck Park in front of the Hyannis Harbor, and we're going to talk parking this morning real quick with Elizabeth Hartsgrove. Parking's going to be premium this year.
It is.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July, yay. So it's here, I can't believe it's here, but it is, and people come to our community because of the celebrations that we offer people. So, and the big issue is, where do we park? So then we can participate and experience all of that fun. And same rules apply as this last year. We have not changed anything. So the short-term 6-hour parking down at Bismarck is still in effect. We have 6-hour parking available at the Town Hall lot or North Street lot. And then there's metered parking again. And but then we close down the streets at 4 o'clock for the festivities and the fireworks. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
And of course, there's plenty of parking on the docks here, it seems like, as boats are coming in and out. When we're talking about parking in some of the other lots that are around the town of Barnstable, let's just remind people that some are metered,
Yes.
right, and some are free.
Yes, the Town Hall lot, North Street lot, and the Red Cross lot, those are available for free parking, but it is a 6-hour limit, and it is in effect. Because we have such a demand for parking on 4th of July. So then the metered parking is available at Bismarck Park, at Ocean Street lot, and then a long-term new available parking at 200 Main Street, and that is actually a 12-hour lot. So if people want to have a longer term so they can park all day and then be available to participate and not worry, then it's $1 an hour for 12 hours up at 200 Main.
Okay, and we also have a new thing this year too, which is the 15-minute ferry parking for drop-off and getting people. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's been working really wonderfully, and the taxi companies and Uber and everybody has really participating and stepped up to the plate for this. And we have just received a lot of positive feedback from people, who are using it is specifically for the use intended, was dropping off and picking up, even going and getting an order to go at the local restaurants. They have that now available, and they don't have to worry about getting a ticket.
Excellent. And that is specifically over near the Highline docks.
That's
and
correct.
It is clearly marked.
It is clearly marked, yes.
Right.
And there's no standing available, because really the whole thing and the whole reason we do this is to make sure that people are safe, whether it be pedestrians, vehicles, there's buses going on, there's boats unloading, kids getting on pirate ships. We want to make sure everybody's safe. So this 15-minute space will allow less congestion down there, a little bit more organization.
Right. And the last thing I want to touch upon is the safety itself for the night of the 4th.
Yes.
The big fireworks. Those streets are shut down for safety. It's not because
Absolutely.
we just decided to do that.
No, it can get crazy with a lot of people. So, we're not just looking out for the public and stuff, but we also have to look out for our public safety officials and making sure that we set them up for success to keep all of us safe. So having the streets closed, that's really important. So we can have a good time and not have to worry.
Excellent. Thanks so much. Happy 4th.
Happy 4th.
It's crazy out on the harbor today, 4th of July. We are ready to rock and roll. With us, Harbor's Master's Office has a few tips for you. So we are ready for 4th of July, right?
We are.
We
Happy
are.
4th of July. I'm Brian Taylor from the Barnstable Harbor Master's Office. We will be out here starting at 7:30 in the morning, meeting with Atlas and some security personnel, the fire departments, and then we'll be bringing Atlas out to the barge, which is located out in Lewis Bay. We will be underway all day doing the security perimeter for the barge. So make people aware for the public that they need to stay away from the barge. We'll have a security perimeter set up, and they'll be able to identify it with large orange balls out there, so they'll be able to see that. And we'll be in and around the area, just educational purposes, letting them know stay away, and they can get close enough that they can anchor, but they need to stay away from the barge. So.
Right, so if you've got a boat and you're out there for the fireworks, really give these guys some room to do their work. That perimeter is there for your safety as well as theirs. What about boat safety? Lots of people on the water. It's going to be crowded in the harbor as it is on the highways, right?
That's right, lots of people on the water. Make sure everyone has a life jacket on, and at night when it gets darker, make sure the nav lights are on and everyone stays aware of their surroundings. That's the big thing. There's a lot of boat traffic in the area, so we want everyone to stay aware and use our navigational lights and life jackets.
And life jackets, really important out there. With the amount of boats out there, the swells are going to be pretty deep, those waves, and as boats are in and out of the harbor, as they start to jack a little bit.
That's right.
It gets a little rocky.
That's right. We'll have a few boats on scene, so we'll try to keep the wakes down and just everyone be safe. It's the 4th of July. It's very busy on the water, and we want to make sure that everyone is following the safety protocol out there and wearing the life jacket. If you have children under 12 years old, they need to have a life jacket on. If it's after sunset, you need to have your navigational lights on.
And it's really important, no drinking and boating.
That's correct. No drinking and boating at all. There's zero tolerance for that on the water.
Excellent. Well, have a really safe 4th of July, and we'll see you probably out there on the water.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We've got music everywhere in the town of Barnstable, down here at the shanties, up at Aselton Park, right on the main street.
Right on the main street. For 4th of July, Joe & Co. An amazing they are true family band. They had their siblings. They have, I think their parents are musicians in the band. Their kids come and dance. They play music spanning the decades, very family friendly, and you will not stop for a minute.
Right. Talk a little bit about the shanties, Melissa.
Sure.
There's all brand new artists that have just come in for this weekend. 4th of July is a big weekend for our creative economy.
Absolutely, Paula. The artists rotate weekly, so whether you're a resident or visitor coming through, every single Monday, new artists come into the shanties here at Bismore Park and the Overlook. All Cape Cod artists, they're all juried in, a wide variety of whether it's paintings, jewelry, fiber arts, and so on, and with each one of those medium, so many different styles.
Fantastic. Yeah. Well, have a wonderful 4th of July.
You.
Barnstable is surrounded by water. We have beaches on the south side. We have beaches on the north side. The north side, though, Sandy Neck Park. Donna Bragg, you're here with us to tell everybody what they can expect out at Sandy Neck on 4th of July.
Busy, busy, busy. We have half a mile of beach open for off-road vehicle use. Half of that is designated to campers, overnight campers, and then the other half is for day trippers. We are assisting people in parking out there so we can get as many people on the beach as possible, as safely as possible, and so everybody can enjoy themselves. So far it's been working great. We've had this half a mile for quite a while. Yeah, we get a few more weeks of it. So we anticipate 4th of July to be a really busy day. But we're really excited because we have a new app this year. And if you go to our website, you can download it, and it gives you status of the beach as it happens. We send out push notifications so folks will know exactly what's happening, and it seems to be working great. So when we've had to close the beach to campers, we put the push notification out, and then campers don't show up. And yesterday we closed the beach to day trippers because we were full at 9:30 a.m.
Wow.
And yeah, it was kind of crazy. And so then day trippers didn't show up. So people are enjoying it. It's giving them a heads up, especially if you're coming from off Cape, the Worcester area or somewhere like that. You want to know what's going on the beach ahead of time. It seems to be a good idea.
Right, so they can get the app off your website, and your website is?
www.sandyneckbeachpark.com.
Okay.
This 4th of July, we're going to be really tough on anybody with fireworks, sky lanterns. Alcohol is a no-no, glass bottles, and we're just expecting everybody to just go out and have some family fun and to really, really enjoy the beach this year.
Right, and there are some plovers out there, so people need to stay off those dunes too, right?
That's correct, yeah. We have a really good closure line. You can walk past it, and you can actually see the babies on the ground, but we don't want anybody in the dunes. We don't want anybody with any pets past the closure line. No fat tire bikes past the closure line, and it seems that everybody's falling in line, and they're really listening, because the sooner these birds can fledge, then we can start opening up more beach. So we got to give them their space, their room, and as soon as they're done, we start pushing them. Exactly.
Okay, so we've got an app that'll tell you when the beach is closed and open.
Right.
We know that we want to practice a little bit of beach etiquette.
Right.
And we want everybody to have a wonderful 4th of July.
Have a blast. Yes, we're excited. So happy 4th of July to everybody.
4th of July, again, Town of Barnstable has it all for you. We're here with the town manager, Mark Ells. Mark, are you excited? 4th of July.
Always.
finally here.
Always. Look at the weather, and it's supposed to hold through the week. We've had a wonderful, safe weekend here. Lots of people visiting, lots of people taking into, putting into their plans what's going on either on our main streets or at our beaches or out on the water, and that's always an exciting time of year for us.
It is, and there's lots to remember at this time of year too. From a town standpoint, we now have more people in our town than we have year-round. What do you want residents and visitors to be aware of?
Well, I want them to enjoy their time here. Certainly give themselves plenty of time, because there's a lot of people who want to share that experience with them, and be safe in doing it. It's really important that they know that there's lots of not only cars, but kids on bikes, families on bikes, lots of people walking. So I know everybody wants to get there. Give yourself plenty of time, enjoy it, and be safe doing it. That's what we always hope for everyone.
Right. And what's your favorite 4th of July activity?
Oh, spending time with my family. I come to the parade. I sometimes come down to the fireworks right here, or I'll sit on beaches and watch from a distance. And all of it, the weather, it's kind of the culmination of what we hope summer will be, and it looks like a good forecast, so we're excited.
Excellent. Come on down to Barnstable for your 4th of July. We've got all the fun.